Well, hello and a very warm welcome. Thanks for tuning in to News 9 Live. We are tracking the latest developments coming out of Rajasthan because Sachin Pilot, he is on a fast, this particular fast, as a means of agitation against his own party, the Ashok Gehlot government, against which he has been at loggerheads for the longest time. Quite a lot of tussles that took place last year as well. But right now it seems like why Ashok Gehlot was sitting on those files on charges of corruption against the Vasundhara Raje led BJP government, and why did Ashok Gehlot not take any sort of action, that particular voice from a congressman against a Congress chief minister of Rajasthan? That's what we're trying to probe. Sachin Pilot, he is going to be sitting on fast as well. Quite a lot of developments taking place even as the leader walks up to that agitation point where he is going to finally sit on that fast. We are playing those visuals out for you on your screens. Meanwhile, a lot of political reactions also that have come in ever since dawn. A lot of people have been speculating Sachin Pilot to be sitting on this fast. Only last night, the Congress party came out through its official mouthpiece and said that it is against Sachin Pilot sitting on this fast. If he does so, the Congress party is going to treat it and look at it as an anti-party activity. Meanwhile, Sachin Pilot has in fact reached the agitation spot, and it seems like he is going to sit on that agitation as well. Some reactions, political reactions, and then we'll continue to probe this particular topic.
घर से बाहर नहीं होनी चाहिए। अब आप मुझसे पूछ रहे हो तो वो भी मैं वही गलती करूं जो कोई और कर रहा है, मैं भी आपसे बात करूं, वो बात नहीं करनी चाहिए। अगर मेरे मन में कोई बात होगी तो मैं मुख्यमंत्री जी से अवश्य मिलूंगा, कहूंगा, वो मेरे मित्र हैं, दोस्त हैं, हम उनका सम्मान करते हैं। अगर कुछ पार्टी के हित में होगा तो मैं उनसे कहूंगा।
आदरणीय सचिन पायलट जी एक दिन के सांकेतिक धरने पर यहाँ पर बैठेंगे। राजस्थान प्रदेश का जो युवा है और प्रत्येक वर्ग का व्यक्ति आज यहाँ पर इस धरने में सम्मिलित होंगे। प्रदेश के सारे युवा जैसे जैसे कल इसकी जानकारी मिली और इस धरने की तरफ सब लोग आ रहे हैं। मैं आपको इतना ही कहना चाहूँगा कि जो पिछली सरकार के अंदर जो भ्रष्टाचार हुए हैं, इस मुहिम के अंदर पूरा युवा एकजुट है और युवा और पूरा प्रदेश यही चाहता है कि उस भ्रष्टाचार की जाँच होनी चाहिए और उस जाँच के लिए तमाम लोग एकजुट हैं और हम हमारे नेता आदरणीय सचिन पायलट जी के साथ हैं।
लेकिन राजस्थान में भी जो हो रहा है, मेरे ख्याल से चुनाव के समय सचिन जी को ये लगता होगा कि उनको जवाब देना पड़ेगा मतदाता को कि आपने तो कहा था कि बहुत भ्रष्टाचार है वसुंधरा राजे जी की सरकार के समय और हम उसकी जांच कराएंगे, और जांच नहीं हुई तो आप क्या कर रहे थे? आप उस सरकार के हिस्से थे, आपने उसके लिए क्या किया? आप हमारे पास वोट मांगने के लिए फिर से आए हो अपने लिए, आपको हम कैसे वोट दें? जो बातों को आपने कहा उनको आपने पूरा नहीं किया। हो सकता है इन परिस्थितियों में उनको लगा हो कि मैं अपनी आवाज़ उठाऊं, वो सरकार के खिलाफ रिवोल्ट मैं नहीं देख रहा हूं, वसुंधरा राजे जी के खिलाफ जांच होनी चाहिए, इसके लिए उस बात को वो उठा रहे हैं।
सरकार का अंतर्किलय अब चरम पर है। अपमान की राजनीति इस कदर इस आगे पहुंच गई है कि आखिर जिस व्यक्ति ने सरकार को निर्माण में सबसे अहम भूमिका निभाई थी, आज वो अनशन पर जा रहे हैं, सहारा ले रहे हैं पूर्ववर्ती सरकार का। उनके मन में पीड़ा है अपने अपमान की और इस सरकार के में भ्रष्टाचार के तांडव की। ये खुली चुनौती है आलाकमान को। आलाकमान ने कहा कि अनुशासनहीनता है, इनके प्रभारी सुखजिंदर सिंह जी ने कहा अनुशासनहीनता है, पर वो अडिग है। मैं समझता हूं कि उनका ये अनशन इस कांग्रेस के ताबूत में आखिरी कील होगा।
Well, now, Pankaj Mishra, my colleague, joining me here in the studio. Pankaj, you know, BJP leader of opposition in Rajasthan, Mr. Rathore, he's come out and said that this is a situation where somebody like Sachin Pilot, whose ambitions are no news to anybody, are soaring really high, and he's giving an open challenge to the Congress. Now, for the BJP, that's the blue-eyed boy they've been looking for. Somebody who's openly calling out the Ashok Gehlot-led government.
Right, obviously, the way Sachin Pilot is training his guns on his own and putting Ashok Gehlot in the dock, the Chief Minister, it looks like BJP would be happy. But remember, he is asking for a probe into an alleged 45,000 crore rupees scam in the previous government of Vasundhara Raje, led by the BJP government. Now the question is, why at this point of time, when it's an election year in Rajasthan, Sachin Pilot is raking this issue of leadership once again? Because remember, when he pledged to go on this fast, he asked his supporters not to come and join. But obviously, his supporters would come and join Sachin Pilot, as we saw in the visuals a short while ago. He was flanked with his supporters. The question is, for Sachin Pilot, what does he gain from this protest against his own government, against his own chief minister? Obviously, I mean, this is once again about the leadership tussle. Last time also we saw the same thing happen when Ashok Gehlot was touted to be AICC president, but then he chose to stay on, and the house was divided. 90 MLAs really split the party into half. But that's not what Congress wants as of now. But Sachin Pilot, he tried to rake up these issues earlier, but could not get any response, and now he is showing who is the boss in the Congress party.
You know, a lot of voices, Pankaj, from several quarters from the across the political spectrum. Everybody said that, well, you know, somebody like Sachin Pilot and the way he handled that power tussle when the Congress presidency was being, well, you know, thrown around.
Yes,
in that particular moment, the maturity that somebody like Sachin Pilot had shown, shouldn't the Congress now also accommodate a leader like Sachin Pilot, who has, apart from that one instance, been quite loyal and supportive?
Well, the question is whether Congress should entertain Sachin Pilot or not, or whether he should be elevated to the chief ministerial position, because deputy chief minister's position was always there for him. The question is, can Congress afford to lose Ashok Gehlot? Can Congress afford to rub Ashok Gehlot the wrong way? And the answer is no, because Ashok Gehlot has 2-3 things in his favor. First of all, an old horse, knows the politics. Secondly, proximity with the Gandhis. Thirdly, he has proven his mettle time and again as far as Rajasthan is concerned, and the national politics is concerned as far as Congress goes. But the point here is that for Sachin Pilot to rake up this issue again during an election year is something which reeks of opportunism here, and his differences with Ashok Gehlot is not hidden, and both the leaders have tried and stick to their guns and not relenting any inch of their position, and this puts the whole Congress party in a very precarious position, because time and again they try to douse one fire in some other state, and this Rajasthan, like a rekindling fire, keeps coming up again and again. And Sachin Pilot, again, if he bites this time more than he can chew, I think, keeping the elections in mind, the High Command could take certain decisions.
Well, absolutely. Joining us on the broadcast is also Tehseen Poonawala, political analyst. Tehseen, a very warm welcome on the broadcast. Can you help us read between the lines here? What could be the ulterior motive for somebody like Sachin Pilot? And on the other hand, do you think it's high time the Congress now accommodate his kind of pleas, the kind of demands that he has put forth? It's no news for anybody that Sachin Pilot is a man of ambition, and how he held himself with the mature position he took ever since the Congress presidency was being thrown around, and there was a proper tussle between the Ashok Gehlot side of the faction of Congress party and Sachin Pilot as well. Help us get inside the mind of Sachin Pilot, can you?
Yeah. So good morning, and thank you so much for having me on the show. I firmly believe that Mr. Pilot is not rebelling at this moment. What Mr. Pilot is asking for, and you must realize that it was he who led the Congress to victory in 2018. So there were certain promises that the Congress government had made, to the Congress party had made to the electorate while seeking the mandate for Rajasthan. He as president had made those promises, and part of it was action against corruption on the erstwhile BJP government. Now, simply saying that this is not a tradition of Rajasthan is not right. Correct? If there's corruption, there is corruption. Ultimately, Rajasthan also did act against the Vasundhara Raje government did act against Sri Robert Vadraji, right? Ultimately, nothing came out of it, but they did try and act, and later it was proved that there was nothing in that case. So, if you're looking at corruption issues, it's not a political party issue, it's a corruption issue, and I think that accountability needs to be given to citizens. So I think Mr. Pilot is justified in asking for that accountability, and I think as so far as him opposing BJP is concerned, I think that's what he's doing. He's not opposing the Congress.
Well, absolutely. Pankaj, do you echo on what Tehseen here is talking about, even as we look at these live visuals? Only last night, the Congress party came out and said that all of this is going to be looked at as anti-party activity.
Yes, Congress has made it clear, and Tehsim is also right when he says that for Sachin Pilot, the time might not have arrived just now. He is not prepared. And obviously, any party, Kabir, for that matter, irrespective of Congress or any other party, if you choose to do a different line completely from the party's take on a particular matter, then obviously the party would also reprimand you. And that's what happened last evening when Mr. Randhawa, who is the Congress caretaker for in Rajasthan. And in as many words, he said that, this is being seen as an anti-party activity, and Sachin Pilot must do a course correction there. So, despite having, asked his supporters not to come, this is what the scene looks like, Kabir, because see all those people sitting at the back with some security personnel also thrown around. Looks like
such great optics for Sachin Pilot in particular. Tehsin, I mean, we're looking at these visuals. These are, going to be great pictures for, as a politician for Sachin Pilot. But at the same time, the BJP leaders are coming out and saying that, this is like the Congress party going against the Congress party. You've got a top leader going against Ashok Gehlot, the chief minister himself. Isn't that exactly what the BJP want at this point in time as well? A crucial year. We're looking up to 2024. We've got the Karnataka elections that are right around the corner as well. Why now? Is timing suspect here?
No, I don't think there is a wrong time to do the right thing. There's always the right time to do the right thing. The right part is, if not now, when? You're heading in the next few months into an election in Rajasthan. Won't the electorate ask the Congress government that why they didn't take action against the corruption in the erstwhile government? I think that answer needs to be given. Now, on the other hand, there are certain answers that the political party, the Congress government has, that there is certain action taken. That should be made public. That's point number one. But on a larger macro issue, I do agree with you. Both Sachin Pilot and Ashok Gehlot are extremely senior leaders of the Congress. They're mass leaders of the Congress, right? And the Congress cannot afford to lose any of them. Rajasthan must not become a Punjab. Therefore, it is morally the responsibility of the Congress President Kharge ji and the High Command to resolve this issue between these two tall leaders. They're both assets for the Congress. Neither of them is a liability. So you must bring them together. You must resolve it. That's what you do. It's not that these problems don't happen in other political parties. They happen in the BJP. You know, the problem between Sonowal ji and Himanta Biswa Sharma ji. And it took a long time to make Himanta Biswa ji the chief minister, despite the BJP winning the elections and having the numbers, and two very powerful men like Amit Shah ji and Modi ji in the union government. But it took time to get Sonowal ji out as sitting chief minister and adjust him in the union ministry. So these problems happen in all political parties. They changed 3 chief ministers in Uttarakhand, in Gujarat they changed 2, Tripura they changed. So that's fine. How you deal with it is important. So there's nothing out of the blue. Let's not look at it as something that is.
What do you think are some options for the High Command and Ashok Gehlot as well? I mean, you've got somebody like Sachin Pilot to pacify here. What are some options left? Last time around, when the High Command wanted to intervene, when the Congress presidency became a controversial point, Sachin Pilot and Ashok Gehlot as well, both of them did regroup. They did show their strength. How do you pacify somebody like Sachin Pilot now? Do you think Ashok Gehlot will have to make the first move, push his hand forward for a shake?
2 things to it. Number one, everyone will have to play the role of a statesman. So the High Command will have to show statesman-like behavior. Ashok Gehlot ji will have to show statesman-like behavior. Sachin Pilot ji will have to show statesman-like behavior. That's point number one. You will have to give up a little bit. You'll have to take a little bit. Now, whatever the internal arrangements have been thus far, that is between the 3, the High Command, Ashok ji and Sachin ji. They'll have to talk it out between themselves, who's got what is pending, and they'll have to resolve it. But see, I'm very old-fashioned when it comes to politics. Politics is the art of talking. It's the art of making friends. It's not about not communicating. You must always talk to your political rivals, to your political opponents. In this case, I'm talking about, and you must try and bring them together. So if you can do that, if the High Command can bridge that gap, think out of the box, think creatively, a solution can be found. I again repeat, to not allow Rajasthan to become Punjab. The Congress party does not deserve it. The great state of Rajasthan does not deserve it. Don't allow that to.
Well, absolutely. Pankaj, you wanted to take a quick question to Tehseen as well.
Right, Taseen, as you were mentioning, the banner that we see right behind Sachin Pilot says, Vasundhara Sarkar mein hue bhrashtachar ke viruddh anshan. Now, the banner itself is self-explanatory, Kabir, here, because he is not saying that Vasundhara Sarkar mein hue bhrashtachar ke khilaf kisi karwai ke na hone ke viruddh anshan. So, he is basically trying to help Congress in a manner, in his own way, saying that, hey, look, I am the one who is calling out, I am the one who is, standing up and being answerable to the electorate, that when you ask me that your poll plank, your poll promise was that you would look into the corruption cases against the Vasundhara Raje government. Now I am the one who is doing it. It's not Ashok Gehlot. So basically he's trying to kill two birds with one stone here. And astute politician, as Mr. Pilot would think himself of, but this time around I believe Tehseen, if you could help us understand here that what kind of repercussions could come Pilot's way. And first, that's one aspect. And secondly, these repeated disgruntlement from Sachin Pilot's side, do you believe he's inching closer towards what Jyotiraditya Scindia did?
No. Let me answer the second part of your question first. First, it was extremely unfortunate that two leaders, Himanta Biswa Sharma and Jyotiraditya Scindia ji, have left the Congress. Extremely unfortunate. I'm a massive fan of Kamal Nath ji. I do believe the Congress will form the government in Madhya Pradesh, but Jyotiraditya Scindia ji should have been detailed. He's tremendous talent, as should Himanta Biswa Sharma ji. So, but I don't think Sachin Pilot is going that way. Sachin, if he had to go, he would have gone in 2020. Even in 2020, he didn't go to the BJP. He's always listened to what the High Command has said. Yes, there were some grievances. The High Command made some promises to him. He came back. So he's listened. So in that sense, Sachin Pilot is a disciplined soldier. He will not cross a certain Lakshman Rekha. Now, what is the first part of your question? That how should the High Command see this, or how should the party see this, or how does Sachin see this? In any context, he's attacking the BJP. He's not attacking the Congress. And this was something he, as party president, PCC president, had spoken about. Now he's going to face an election again in 2023. He's going to go back to the people of Rajasthan. You're obviously going to ask him what happened. So I think attacking the BJP on corruption is a good issue in Rajasthan, where people were very angry with the BJP government, the erstwhile BJP government. And I think as a responsible leader, he's being accountable. To the next part of the question, how should the Ashok Gehlot government see it? There's no need to see it in any way negatively. The High Command should call both these tall leaders, make them sit down. Ashok Gehlot ji can speak about the steps, Sachin Pilot ji can speak about the steps. And politically, whatever is decided between the two of them, that can be articulated. So I just think that can happen politically. It's not something that has really gone out of control at this moment. He's only doing an anshan for one day and raising the issue of corruption in BJP. I think it's a good point to make people realize that the BJP is a corrupt party. It goes about alleging other people are corrupt.
Well, history is suspect and witness to this as well, that things go out of hand too swiftly and quickly for the Congress. We know what happened in Punjab as well, and the other, infighting in the Congress party when one is looking at Rajasthan as well. Joining me here in the studio is also our political editor, Brijesh Pandey. Brijesh, what's your take on the developments that are, on the screens here? Sachin Pilot sitting on a fast against the corruption by the BJP-led Vasundhara Raje government, but there is some sort of hints here as well. He's taking a stand against his own party. The party has come out and said, don't do it. We're going to call it anti-party activity. There are ulterior motives as well. The ambitions of Sachin Pilot are not new to anybody. What's really happening in Rajasthan? And of course, what Tehseen was also talking about. This year, such a crucial year. You've got a couple of really crucial elections coming up, and 2024 next year as well. Why now?
I think, Congress's game as far as Rajasthan is concerned is cooked. This particular one-day fast anshan by Sachin Pilot, despite the party asking him not to indulge in this, and if he does that, that would be treated as an anti-party activity. I think it clearly shows that Sachin Pilot has also gone into a defiant mode, and he is also not ready to, or is not willing to take things lying down anymore. See, the point is that yes, we may try to analyze it in different ways, but the writing is clearly on the wall, and the fact is that the target is Vasundhara. So through Vasundhara, the target is his own government. Basically, and it's a clear this poster is a clear indicator of the fact, or is screaming, it's not written but it's screaming that yes, Gehlot government has not taken any action against the Vasundhara Raje government, and this is the reason I'm forced to go for this unction. I think Sachin Pilot has crossed a particular line. It'll be very, very interesting to see how the party high command now reacts to this particular situation. See, historically, usually Rajasthan sees, government change of government after every 5 years. But this would ensure that whatever chance the Congress had thought or were thinking that they might make a comeback and defy history and all. I think this is an indicator of perhaps everything that could well be lost.
Well, what you're seeing on your screens right now is the Twitter feed coming from Sachin Pilot's handle as well. Tehseen Poonawala, political analyst with us. Tehseen, do you think what happened in 2018 has now become a prestige issue for Mr. Pilot?
Issue. I know Sachin very well personally, very well. I don't think Sachin is, for a lack of another word, attracted to a chair. Of course he has ambitions. Of course he has political ambitions. Of course he would like to be chief minister. Who wouldn't? I would love to be chief minister. Who wouldn't love to be? But it's not that he is only after the chair. At the same time, we have to recognize Ashok Gehlot is an extremely senior leader. He's somebody who knows Rajasthan at the back of the hands. Now, what we do know is there is a problem in the Congress. That's not hidden. What we do know is there are certain issues between the two mass leaders. What should I, hypothetically as High Command, do? I must resolve this issue. Now, this issue so far has not been resolved because perhaps those trying to resolve these issues have not thought out of the box. The Congress must shed the baggage of the Narasimha Rao ji era of not doing something is also doing something. It has to be proactive. And in being proactive, you have to think out of the box. You have to find out of the box solutions. So you must make the two leaders sit, be proactive, think out of the box, be transparent, and come up with a solution that satisfies everybody. Ultimately, you're going to face the electorate of Rajasthan. So what is the best course? One more suggestion for the Congress. In 2023, when the Congress government, this incumbent government and the Congress party goes back to the people of Rajasthan, who is the best face to help you win the election? Is it Ashok ji? Is it Sachin ji? Is it somebody else? That has to be resolved. It can't be vague. It can't be ambiguous. So that must be the solution that the High Command must attempt to bring in so that the party does not become irrelevant. See, I'll tell you one thing. I'm again repeating Punjab. Punjab must not happen to the Congress in Rajasthan. Rajasthan is a stronghold of the Congress. So you must think not for 2 days, but you must think for 2 years ahead.
Well, absolutely. And at the same time, I've seen it time and again that the Congress party comes out and says that it's good to argue. It's great that, it's like a family. In family, quarrels happen and people come back together. There is reconciliation and the family is tightly knit together. But mature leaders like, like Sachin Pilot and Ashok Gehlot would know and should know that all of this is fodder for the BJP at the moment.
Yeah, it is. It's absolute fodder for the BJP, and the BJP will try and take advantage of it. But to be fair to Sachin, he's opposing BJP. So I don't know how BJP will try and spin it that it's fodder for the BJP, because he's telling the BJP, hey, hold on, you guys are corrupt. So in that aspect, the BJP can easily, the Congress can easily turn it around. Therefore, I thought it was a little premature, a little not politically savvy for the press release that came out last night by the in charge of Rajasthan to attack Sachin Pilot. If Sachin is attacking BJP, it gives the wrong message, right? So the message that it gives is Sachin's attacking BJP and somebody who's in charge of Rajasthan is attacking Sachin. So you should be politically savvy. I think what the Congress misses is Ahmed Patel ji. It really misses Ahmed Patel ji, because these are basic political calculations that the Congress is missing out on. Sachin has turned this on the BJP, and the in charge is attacking Sachin. So you've made the BJP allegation on Sachin correct. Now this strategy is what the Congress is missing, and therefore the Congress is continuously finding itself in the position that it's finding itself in various states. So that political maturity needs to come in. But unfortunately, the problem also in the Congress is that, I mean, university kids are considered mass leaders as opposed to, say, Sachin Pilot, or as opposed to, say, Ashok Gehlot ji or Ashok Chavan ji or Milind Deora ji or others. So there is also that problem with the Congress. Another problem with the Congress also is it's become too much of a left-leaning woke party. It must come back, shift a little bit to the center. Then these political, then it'll be politically more smarter in dealing with the situation. Because I, for one, did not understand why that press release came out last night. Because Sachin's not attacking the Congress, he's attacking BJP. You should have actually supported Sachin by attacking the BJP and put this on the BJP. And then the BJP would have looked stupid this morning, for a lack of another word, attacking Sachin because it's their corruption. Now the Congress has legitimized the BJP charge. You see, this is so university politics. So these, when you have university level leaders, that's what happens. So that should not happen in the party.
See, Kabir, I've also been listening to Tehseen. See, the interesting thing here is that, you know, it is unwise to say that Sachin Pilot is not after power. You know, I know everybody wants to be politically correct and all, but the game, since ever since this new government has come in, Sachin Pilot has been angling to become the chief minister and nothing else. So all this angling is that we may attribute as pious and virtuous motives to Sachin Pilot. The fact is that he wants to become the chief minister of Rajasthan. If not, then what else is he hankering for? We saw how, you know, he along with several of his MLAs had camped in Manesar in Haryana. And if that was not, anti-party activity, then what else is anti-party activity? In the state of Rajasthan, interestingly, like many of the Congress leaders, analysts and all supporters say that, that people should look to or listen to people who get you votes. Now, who is a bigger leader in Rajasthan? Is it Ashok Gehlot or is it Sachin Pilot? So the answer is obvious, it is Ashok Gehlot. So why would you want to deprive Ashok Gehlot of a legitimate earned victory here in the state of Rajasthan? Just because you want Sachin Pilot to be picked and placed above him? Wouldn't that be undemocratic or anti-democracy as far as the party functioning is concerned? The third point is that, that when you say that the BJP should be angry with him, I completely disagree with Tehseen on this. The BJP would be very happy with this. Because, the top brass of the BJP, the whole world knows that there is no love lost between the top brass of the BJP and Vasundhara Raje. So they would love to see Vasundhara Raje being bandied about in any form whatsoever. So this particular poster of Vasundhara Sarkar mein hue Bhrashtachar is something which would be music to the ears of the top brass of the BJP. Because the BJP is not mentioned anywhere, but Vasundhara is, and everybody knows Vasundhara's equation with either the chief of BJP in the state of Rajasthan, or Gajendra Singh Shekhawat or Rajvardhan Rathore, or majority of the other leaders who are propped up by the center. So they will be more than happy with this. And the third thing is that, when you ask, I completely agree with Tehseen on one thing, that this issue should have been resolved by the central leadership. Both leaders should have been called, and it should have been discussed threadbare about, what can be done, what cannot be done, and no false promises or hopes should have been given to Sachin Pilot that, a year or year and a half before the election, there will be a change in the leadership and there will be a change in of the chief ministerial post. There, the Congress High Command is completely, was wrong and was also out of their depth, because they completely failed to analyze or apprehend what was there in the mind of Ashok Gehlot, and it boomeranged very badly on the central leadership and also embarrassed them a lot.
And Tehseen, whilst you're at it, also weigh in on the factor that now Mr. Randhawa, he is, he's going to be writing a report which is now going to go to the Congress High Command as well. So this drama and this turmoil is not dying anytime soon either.
No, so let's look. Brajesh and me had certain different points of view, but when we spoke on your show, there are certain similarities, and both of us, he agreed to a point that I made, and I agreed to a point that he made, that ultimately this is going to affect the Congress. So we both have some commonalities, and that's what I mean to say that when I say that you can have differences, but when you speak with each other, when you speak together on a platform, you find the commonalities. So now, instead of two different opinions, Brajesh and I have conversed on two common opinions. Now let's look at the differences of opinion. And I'm only playing devil's advocate because I absolutely concede to the points made on this show that Ashok Ji is a mass leader. I myself am saying it. He's the tallest leader of Rajasthan. There is no denying it. But let me play the devil's advocate. Who was your president in 2018? Who got you the power? Sachin Pilot Ji. Did he not make some promises? Now, I think that either ways, there's nothing wrong with Sachin Pilot being aspirational for being chief minister. Was he promised? Was he not promised? I don't know, but that's the great point. But now, whatever the issues are, those issues need to be resolved. Now, I agree that in Manasa, Sachin Pilot should not have gone with those MLEs. But let's give the devil his due. He did not join the BJP. On the other hand, there's also rebellion by Shanti Bhai and the other Ashok Gehlot Ji loyalists. When they were asked to step down, Ashok Ji apologized for that. Very gracious of him. So that is also rebellion in certain way, that the writ of the High Command was not accepted. So in all of these issues, there have been a number of factors. It's not as simple as black and white. There are a number of shades of gray. So now, how do you resolve this? This must be resolved in a mature manner with 3 or 4 perspectives. Perspective number 1, what were the promises made? Who has conceded to what and who hasn't given up what? B, we are going into an election in 2023. By we, I mean the Congress party. What can we, the Congress party, do to retain government? Who is the best face to retain government? What are the issues? What are the commonalities? See, that's what you do. Look, again, I'm completely opposed to the BJP politically. But if you remember in Uttarakhand, there was a rebel MLA who was standing up for elections. The Honorable Prime Minister himself called him up and spoke to him. It's another matter the MLA did not sit down or did contested the election, the rebel BJP candidate. But the Prime Minister himself, yes, the Prime Minister himself made that call. And that call went very viral. So you must make the effort. Politics is about making effort. Politics is not about branding people traitors. Randhawa Ji's press release yesterday was not in good taste. It's not political. Political softness would have been you deal with Sachin Ji behind the closed curtains, but on the face of it, you stand with him and you stand with Gehlot Ji. Politics is the art of making friends, not making enemies. Politics is the art of putting 2 people forward together. It's not the art of making one person ahead and putting one person behind. Why is the Congress doing university level politics? In university aap karte ho, ye aapka group hai, ye mera group hai. In real life, you don't do politics like that. Look at the statesmen that the Congress has produced. Look at the differences between Nehru ji and Vallabhbhai Patel ji. They didn't go immaturely, katti, I'm not talking to you, aap ye ho, aap party ke khilaf ho. They would have mature conversations and remove a solution on commonalities. By attacking Pilot, you've given BJP a handle. Why would you attack Pilot? He's your man. You should have attacked BJP saying Pilot is absolutely right, BJP's corruption, but we have with Ashok Gehlot, he will act. Why would you attack Pilot and put Pilot down? Who teaches this politics? I don't get it sometimes.
So the Captain Amrinder versus Navjot Singh Sidhu example, the Pilot versus Ashok Gehlot, bickerings in Chhattisgarh as well. So essentially no mature conversations taking place in the Congress. The Congress House is, full of people who don't want to have dialogue. Is that what you're trying to say, Tehseen?
And number 2, it's not about dialogue. It's about mature dialogue. Number 2, you see, some people will troll Sachin today, say he's helping the BJP. And I understand that point of view. But then, which political party did Sidhu come from? Which party is the Telangana chief come from? Which political party has the Maharashtra chief come from? Now, any seasoned politician. Now, forgive me, I'm a very old-fashioned political guy. Very old-fashioned. I'm very, very conservative when it comes to politics. I'm very liberal, but politically, I'm very old-fashioned. You see, nobody who comes from outside should be made PCC president. Never you should do that. Make them chief minister. There's no harm making somebody a chief minister. Don't make them your PCC president. Now, you see Eknath Shinde. I said this yesterday on your podcast also. Modi ji made him chief minister. If Eknath Shinde ji hypothetically merges his Shiv Sena with the BJP, it won't happen because of the Supreme Court case, but hypothetically if he joins, they'll keep him as chief minister. They won't make him BJP state president. Never make an outsider your BJP state president. Look at Himanta Biswa Sharma ji. They made him what? They made him chief minister. They made him what? They made him the Northeastern Association head. Don't give your organization. Never give your organization to somebody who's come from outside. Now, you're branding somebody who's your loyalist, whose father is your loyalist and outside. How can that happen? At the same time, Ashok ji is not disloyal to you, but you have to remove a solution. So when I say that politics should not be black and white, politics is very gray. You have to sit down, understand the layers, peel each layer, and remove a solution. That's what politics is all about. It can't be branding one person against another. Didn't they manage both
But
Sonowal ji and
Tehseen,
Himanta Biswa Sharma ji?
but Tehseen, what about addressing the inevitable? I mean, somebody's got to play their cards right and take their chances as well. And the inevitable here being change. Old will give way to new, won't it? I mean, how does one re-strategize? They have to look out for their future and their, growth chart as well, particularly.
Yeah, it has to. So there has to be that. So again, if Ashok ji is a veteran leader, he's got so many chances the party has given him. Sachin is the young leader. He obviously fancies himself as the next chief minister. There's no denying that. You need to make the transition public, transparent. That word of mouth should be kept. It should be shared with your MLAs. It should be shared with your electorate. And the transition should be a smooth process. You can bring it out. Now, I also admit that the Congress High Command does have a certain limitation. Unlike the BJP, it does not have a place to accommodate rebels, say, in the union government, or it doesn't have too many states where it's governing or it's in power to accommodate somebody as general secretary, say of Maharashtra if the Congress was in power, or Karnataka if the Congress was in power. So I understand those constraints that the central leadership has, and those are valid concerns. But ultimately, these are both leaders who've been with you for decades and decades. It's not that they will leave you. Not even Ashok Gehlot ji. He's also a great man. What you have to do is find a solution. And solution will happen when you talk to people, when there's maturity, when there's gravitas, when there is the ability and the desire to solve. If you make it one against another, it won't get solved. Then it will become an ego issue. And at this level, egos are very fragile. So sit calmly, talk to people. If you talk, solutions will come. And don't troll people. My advice to the Congress has been, don't troll people. It breaks my heart to see the party troll people. It's a party I vote for. It's a party I support. Now, this is a party of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. You can like Nehru ji, you can dislike Nehru ji. He was an intellectual giant. I mean, look at his disagreements with Vallabhbhai Patel. They are in depth, and you can agree, disagree. The man had intellect. Look at Vallabhbhai Patel. It's a party of Vallabhbhai Patel. Look at the disagreements between Patel ji and Ambedkar ji. And the depth of those letters. It's a party of Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi and Nehru had differences. Look at the letters between them. This is a party of intellectual giants. Maulana Azad. Why would you become a troll? Don't be trolls. Put intellectual solutions before people. This is the soul of the country. Unfortunately, somebody comes from BJP, maros a chutkala, somebody maros some 2 lines of poetry, maros a sher. That's not how it works. It must be rooted in deep intellect and conversations. That's how this party will go ahead.
Well, this is not my bid to troll the Congress party, but Brijesh, I mean, it seems like Tehseen does have a point, but we look at all those pictures coming in from the Congress quarters, tall leaders, K.C. Venugopal, Mallikarjun Kharge, all sharing the room together, all sitting down, and every other day you see these pictures, but it seems like these are just pictures and they just go and sit there. Nobody's talking essentially to each other.
Well, I think the one picture which is doing the round or is perhaps viral on Twitter today is the picture where, RPN Singh, Jitin Prasad, Madhavrao, Jyotiraditya Scindia and Sachin Pilot, they are talking, and 3 of them are saying that, brother, you are late. We asked you to leave the Congress party earlier. See, the point is that, what Tehseen is saying is absolutely right in the sense that there needs to be an organizational overhaul. If I as an individual hire 3 reporters or 4 reporters, they're reporting to me and they are a catastrophe as far as covering a political beat is concerned. It's also a sad reflection on my assessment and judgment of how do I see people, or what kind of people I hire. I think that's also a very scathing indictment of Rahul Gandhi. The kind of people he hired, the kind of people he actually promoted over others. Because if it is a question of being loyal to the party and, putting in more years of service, then, certainly there will be several claimants, in more than 50 or 100 who would turn around and say what was the reason of promoting RPN Singh, what was the reason of promoting Jitin Prasad, what was the reason for promoting Jyotiraditya Scindia or even Sachin Pilot, for that matter. They were promoted not because of their special services. They were promoted because they belong to a political strata. They had their biggest USP was their closest to Rahul Gandhi and nothing else. and see what that has led to the Congress party. All of them have deserted Congress party, and the kind of comment now makes for the most unkindest cut, because they were closest to Rahul Gandhi. I think this speaks volumes about Rahul Gandhi as a leader and Rahul Gandhi as an individual. The kind of people he actually promoted, and they deserted him at the first hint of trouble. See, the point is that in Rajasthan, I agree that there should have been dialogue. I agree there should have been, a much more mature handling of the situation, because in politics you cannot behave like, that okay, you are not listening to me, just get out of my party. It doesn't happen like that. But the fact of the matter is also that, that Sachin Pilot also, because what we are gathering from people who cover Congress very closely, is that Sachin Pilot has said that now he wants to talk to only Rahul Gandhi or Priyanka Gandhi. So, there comes a time, because the first act of rebellion was done by Sachin Pilot. Ashok Gehlot's rebellion came much later. The Congress party did not act against him. What did the Congress leadership do? The Congress leadership promised him the chief ministerial candidate post. So that in itself was the biggest harakiri the Congress committed as far as dealing with this situation. They could have sat down Sachin Pilot, said that, we can make sure that the government goes on till 2023, and the next election we will announce you as the chief ministerial candidate. They could have told Ashok Gehlot ji about this and tried to work out a formula. But Sachin Pilot rebelled first. Sachin Pilot was not only accommodated, Sachin Pilot was told that, that we will make you the chief minister candidate. Now, what kind of message is that sending to a guy who has been your steadfast, fast loyalist for ages, for decades? I mean, he has almost twice the political experience of Sachin Pilot. And he is not like other senior leaders who are managing to hold on to their post by hook or crook. He is winning elections for you. He's winning elections for you. So, when you want to change him, I think it sent a very bad organizational message. And I think, the top brass, Rahul Gandhi or whosoever promised Sachin Pilot that he will be made the chief minister and Ashok Gehlot would be replaced year and a half before the election. I think, he is the person who has written this, of what we are seeing on your screen. He is the architect of the kind of mess the Rajasthan Congress is in.
Just wanted to thank Tehsoon Poonawala for joining with us and helping us out with his insightful inputs. Also joining us on the broadcast is Lieutenant Commander Gokul. Lieutenant Commander, how are you looking at these developments? Give us a sense of how you've read into the developments that are taking place in Rajasthan. And secondly, not a very good time, particularly for Mallikarjun Kharge, Brijesh, to be appointed as the Congress president. I mean, he's come at a time when fire was raging hot. Of course, a great chance for Mallikarjun Kharge to, really stand through those doubts of people, people who had slapped those doubts on him. So a great challenge for him, but not a very happy time for him to become the president.
Well, we all know that Mallikarjun Kharge is not the first choice, or was not the first choice when it came to be the Congress president. He was a compromise candidate, I would say, and nothing more than that. So I don't think Mallikarjun Kharge has any stake in what is going on. We all know who takes the decision in the Congress party, and it's definitely not Mallikarjun Kharge. The same as it happens with other parties. BJP also, JP Nadda is the president of the party, but we all know decision is not taken by him. So that is point number one. The point number two is, I think, the tone and tenor of the message which was sent last night left no choice as to which way the wind is blowing as far as Rajasthan politics is concerned. The tone and tenor of the letter which was written by Randhawa, which is in charge of Rajasthan, saying that if you go ahead with the Anshan, that will be treated as an anti-party activity, is a very, I don't know what is going to happen 1 hour later.
He's already taken offense.
I can only analyze of what is in front, and what is in front clearly points to the fact that what has been done by Sachin Pilot and the tone and tenor of the letter which was released last night clearly means that the Sachin Pilot's clout is shrinking as far as the Congress party is concerned. It's like a blackmail which is being indulged by Sachin Pilot, and the worst thing for not for Mallikarjun Kharge, I think worst thing for the Gandhis, which is Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi, is that they cannot unseat, they cannot upstage a revolt against Ashok Gehlot, because Ashok Gehlot has shown how many people he has on his side, right, and what he can do if push comes to shove. So they're crystal clear that that if they side with Sachin Pilot, it will do them 10 times more harm than if they side with Ashok Gehlot. Because right now, irrespective of what people say that who won election for you, who has a better chance, who is a young leader, these are euphemism for basically saying that, the other side is all right, but this guy is smart, has a pedigree, so let's root for him. So it's an exact same anti-democratic tribe which most of us, spout on TV, but doesn't believe in. So Sachin Pilot right now is at the losing end, if I may say so, of this war between Ashok Gehlot and Sachin Pilot. Ashok Gehlot has the number. Sachin Pilot may have a goodwill of a section of TV, because that's a joke which goes on that that he's well received more in the section of media rather than in the Congress, Rajasthan Congress. So I think the challenge is for Sachin Pilot to rise to it. It is music for the ears of BJP, because we all know the kind of equation that exists between BJP top brass and Vasundhara Raje. So as long as Sachin Pilot is hitting Vasundhara Raje, BJP will be more than happy to stay out of it. In fact, lend support to Sachin Pilot, because it is music also for the fact that if this goes on and doesn't get checked in time, it is curtains as far as Congress party is concerned in the state of Rajasthan.
Well, very eloquently put and pertinent points raised over there. Lieutenant Commander Gokul, political analyst with us. Lieutenant Commander, the question that we're trying to probe, and we've been discussing this with various political analysts as well, is Sachin Pilot in exit mode given all the factors at play here?
Yeah, good afternoon, gentlemen. Exactly, I don't think Sachin Pilot will be leaving Congress party anytime soon, because he has till December. He has time till December. The party has time till December to decide on the future of Mr. Ashok Gehlot as well as Mr. Sachin Pilot. And as you said, this is a pressure tactics by Mr. Sachin Pilot on the AICC leadership to consider him and to listen to him, and to he should also be part of the next government, or after elections, whatever might happen. Congress, the chances of Congress is not that good in Rajasthan, to be frank. But then, in case, because the BJP is also not in a good shape, BJP has its own problem, and it is also in total disarray. BJP is in total disarray in Rajasthan. So Congress has its chances to come back to power, though when we see from outside, it appears that the Congress might not get another chance, but Congress may get the chance, and Sachin Pilot wants to be in the limelight if Congress party forms the government next. And again, last time he missed the bus. This time he doesn't want to miss the bus by again giving it to Ashok Gehlot or someone else. So he's knocking at the doors of AICC, telling, listen, I am here. I also have my due, which needs to be fulfilled. That's what he's asking for. I don't think he's completely right or wrong, but he should have taken it through some other level. He should have talked to various, I'm sure he must have done, and some communication lapses are there.
Lieutenant Commander, do you think this has done what we're seeing on our screens right now? Sachin Pilot on that particular fast, Mahatma Gandhi's big banner right behind him. You can also hear Raghupati Raghav Rajaram if you tune into his Twitter feed. Do you think this has done the Congress party, given the scenario we're standing at right now, ahead of Karnataka elections, before 2024 Lok Sabha Assembly elections, Lok Sabha polls, beg your pardon? Do you think this has done the Congress irreversible damage?
No, I don't think so. See, this is a blessing in disguise, actually, if you see from outside. Because people will think a Congress leader is fighting against corruption. He's fighting against his own government. He might be fighting against his own government, but he's fighting against corruption, and he's trying to bring in clean politics. So, see, BJP will not be encashing on the anti-incumbency votes in Rajasthan. They don't have that much of ampere to take it. So Sachin Pilot, he might bring those votes, the people who are angry with the government, the people who are angry with the Ashok Gehlot government. But when they see some people like Sachin Pilot fighting against corruption, fighting against the BJP, Vasundhara Raje government and the old ministers, when they see that might give them hope. The people who are not decided if to vote for Congress or BJP, because they feel BJP also not done anything as opposition party to fight against the Ashok Gehlot government. Those voters might see Sachin Pilot as a face, and they might be voting for Congress party. So it is a blessing in disguise for the Congress party.
All right. Well, Brijesh, Lieutenant Commander Gokul here saying that it's a blessing in disguise. On the other hand, I mean, my
For who?
question, for the Congress party, and my question on the other hand remains that, you were talking about that particular meme on Twitter where you've got other leaders who've already left for the Bharatiya Janata Party now asking Sachin Pilot or maybe telling him that, boss, it's a
It's
a little too late now. Let's just put ourselves in the shoes of Sachin Pilot now. If you think that the Sachin Pilot faction is weaker at this point in time in Rajasthan, do you think at the same time the Congress can afford somebody like Sachin Pilot to go completely?
See, the Congress is between the devil and the deep blue sea. Why I say so is that because if they allow the situation to fester where they placate both sides to go on, the situation is going to be more or less the same if Sachin Pilot leaves the Congress party. A bit more worse, but nothing much will change. I think, the point is that not many people are unwilling to accept is the fact that, that when Sachin Pilot for the first time led this revolt and led the MLAs to Manesar, the plot was on, to dislodge Ashok Gehlot from power. It was an exact replica of what happened in Madhya Pradesh. The reason why Jyotiraditya Scindia succeeded and Sachin Pilot failed was that there was nobody within the Congress party, who would or BJP there in Madhya Pradesh who wanted to save Kamal Nath. In Rajasthan, there was Vasundhara Raje, a very, very close friend of Ashok Gehlot, and I think, this Vasundhara Sarkar mein hue bhrashtachar ke virodh anshan is also a dig at Ashok Gehlot, that because of your friendship with Vasundhara, you're not taking action against her. See, the point is that right now Sachin Pilot is not in an enviable position. And Sachin Pilot, there are only two options left for him: that agree with what the central leadership says, play along and bide for his time, or the second part is that Sachin Pilot goes ahead and form a regional party and branch out his own solitary existence. Because going to BJP is not going to work wonders for him, because there are already leaders who have a lot of influence, and the biggest leader of the BJP still remains Vasundhara Raje, against whom he's doing this action. So BJP doesn't look like a very attractive alternate to Sachin Pilot. So I think either he just swallows this humiliation and play along till he gets his own time where he's in a position to get things done his way, or go for his own party. Other than that,
well,
I don't see
these optics that we're playing out. Sachin Pilot over there. I mean, great optics, great political pictures as well. But who do you think this is working out the most for? Is it Sachin Pilot? Is it the Congress party, or is it the BJP?
I think it is not working for Congress for sure, but it is working for Ashok Gehlot, because it gives Ashok Gehlot another chance to look at the top leadership and say, see, this is what I have been telling you for the last 5 years. You guys are not listening to me. First he tried to lead a revolt. Now he's trying to do this, embarrass, and is trying to, disobey your diktat. BJP would be very happy. The leadership of the BJP would be very happy, because they know for sure that this targeting of Vasundhara is right now not directly targeting of BJP per se. BJP would love to see Vasundhara being targeted if you go by the kind of equation they share between the top leadership of the BJP and Vasundhara Raje.
Well, Lieutenant Commander Gokul, what do you have to say? Considering how crucial the state of Rajasthan is for the Congress party, just a handful of them left anyway. And out of those handful left, Rajasthan significantly really important for the Congress party. What's happening in Rajasthan ever since the Congress presidency was being thrown around, that particular tussle between Sachin Pilot and Ashok Gehlot. Can the Congress party afford to lose Rajasthan? How soon do you think the High Command is going to now address this particular situation?
See, being a Congress supporter, it's a bit difficult question that what you have asked, and it is very difficult to answer for any congressman.
Well, Lieutenant Commander, let me tell you, Mallikarjun Kharge is in more difficult situation right now at this point in time.
See, as a political analyst, what I can say is Sachin Pilot can wait, actually. See, with this present setup, to be frank, I don't think Mr. Ashok Gehlot, under his leadership, the Congress party might not win a majority on its own and come back to power. I seriously doubt, to be frank. So Sachin Pilot has his opportunity. Maybe he can take over as the opposition leader next time. And Rajasthan has this alternate government seat each 5 years. And Sachin Pilot will be 50 when he's facing the 2028 elections. And the field will be open for him to become a chief minister. But at this juncture, he forcing himself inside during these elections and trying to become the chief ministerial candidate, his politics, the political career of Mr. Sachin Pilot is going to end, because nothing is going to work out, nothing is going to come out victorious for the Congress party or Ashok Gehlot or Sachin Pilot. Everyone is going to lose. So better, I think Sachin Pilot can wait for another 5 years, and the AICC also needs to mend its communication in a better way. There is lack of communication, because I don't feel the AICC General Secretary in charge giving an open statement yesterday, that was a bit unnecessary, because I have seen in many states wherever there is a problem, it is the General Secretary in charges who make the situation much worse, because they actually don't know what is happening in that state and they are new to the state. So I think AICC should handle this better. Maybe they should try to talk to both Mr. Ashok Gehlot and Sachin Pilot and try to bring them together and
All right.
bring them on the same platform.
All right. Well, Brajesh, even as Lieutenant Commander is talking about communication, the Congress party has now put forth this particular statement that Pawan Khera is going to be addressing the media at 2 p.m. Later on today.
And one
just to
interesting
inform the
thing is
viewers
that,
as well.
while all this political crisis is going on, Ashok Gehlot is announcing a Mahangai Rahat camp. So this clearly shows that, how he is trying to, not say anything on this and not hint at this thing or treat this thing as something which is serious to his existence as far as politics of Rajasthan is concerned.
Yep. Well, you know what? Let's quickly show the viewers how Ashok Gehlot is taking this entire situation, talking about, how he's going to target poverty and basically anything that has got nothing to do with Sachin Pilot. Take a look at what Ashok Gehlot is saying.
मेरे प्यारे प्रदेशवासियों, मैंने तय किया है कि साल 2030 तक मुझे राजस्थान को देश का नंबर 1 राज्य बनाना है। इस सपने को साकार करने के लिए पिछले 4 बजट एवं इस साल के बचत राहत बजट वाले बजट में मैंने ऐसी योजना बनाई है जो किसी दूसरे राज्य में नहीं है। किसी और राज्य में जनता को मुफ्त में 25 लाख क्या 10 लाख का भी बीमा नहीं मिल पा रहा है। किसी भी राज्य में 500 रुपये में गैस सिलेंडर नहीं बढ़ाया जा रहा है और ना ही ऐसी किसी योजना पर विचार किया जा रहा है। सिर्फ राजस्थान में 10 लाख रुपए का दुर्घटना बीमा दिया जा रहा है बिना किसी प्रीमियम के। इस तरह से और भी बहुत सारे ऐतिहासिक फैसले किए गए हैं जिनसे राजस्थान के लोगों को महंगाई से राहत मिलेगी, पैसे की बचत होगी और आज की इस बचत से हमारी आने वाली पीढ़ी को मदद मिलेगी। गरीबी का दर्द हम सब ने देखा है। दिन रात मेहनत करके राजस्थान के लोग ऊपर उठने की कोशिश करते हैं, लेकिन उनकी मेहनत पर महंगाई की मार भारी पड़ती है और उनको ऊपर उठने नहीं देती है। लोग ऊपर उठते हैं, महंगाई वापस नीचे कर देती है। इसी वजह से राजस्थान आगे नहीं बढ़ पा रहा है। हर परिवार चाहता है कि कुछ पैसे बच जाए। बच्चों की पढ़ाई और पालन पोषण में जितने पैसे खर्च किए जाएं उतने कम है। लेकिन क्या आपको मालूम है कि राजस्थान में लाखों लोगों के घरों में गैस सिलेंडर खाली रखे हैं। बच्चों का पेट भरने के लिए माएँ अपने फेफड़े खराब कर रही है, लकड़ी जला करके खाना बना रही है। राजस्थान सरकार ने उनका दर्द समझा। हर महीने 1150 रुपये में गरीब आदमी